Do not think that this is for some basic like woo bullshit. This stuff works. I practice every single day and I have seen it change my life. There's a reason why everybody talks about it. Abundance mindset is basically knowing that there's more where that came from. That is pretty much my motto when it comes to money. I never stress about money. I mean, I do stress about money sometimes because I'm human, but I never worry about it. At the end of the day, I always snap myself out of it because I'm like, you know what? It's not a big deal. There's more where that came from. It's just money. It's this material thing. And really, money is energy. Abundance is something that you tune into. It's a vibration. So if you think from a place of scarcity and a place of fear and a place of lack, you will always manifest that and produce that and create that in your life. If you have abundance mindset, then you know, you believe, you trust that there's more where that came from, that it's just money, it's energy. Everything that happens to us is simply an opportunity for growth. Rather than thinking, oh no, this got taken away from me and now I have this loss. Instead, we can think of, oh, this happened. How can this really help me grow? How can this actually help me take myself to the next level? How is this actually in some way, shape, or form an investment into something that's bigger than what I cannot really see right now? That is abundance mindset. Scarcity mindset is basically the belief that you do not have enough. You are afraid of not having enough. You're afraid that you will not have enough, which also is basically a reflection of how you view yourself. So it's the belief that there isn't enough, that you are not enough, and that you are not capable of bringing enough into your life. Those are the beliefs, and then your actions then reflect those beliefs. So then scarcity mindset shows up also in the way that you behave. It shows up in the way that you act, right? Because your actions start to stem out of a place of fear. So for example, one of my clients was in the middle of looking for a new roommate to fill up her space in her apartment. And she was so worried about not being able to fill that space and having to pay that extra rent the next month or whatever, that she started getting anxious and she started getting into that place of scarcity mindset. She was afraid that she wasn't going to get the right person. She was afraid that she wasn't going to be able to fill up the room. She was afraid that she wasn't going to be able to make her rent. She was basically afraid, period. So rather than taking her time and trusting the process and really coming from a place of abundance mindset, which is, I know there's more where that came from. The universe is in my favor. I know that everything's going to work out. Instead of coming from that place of abundance, instead of coming from that place of trust and faith, she acted from scarcity mindset, from fear. So she just went and just took the first person that she could find. And what ends up happening from that? When you come from that place of fear, the consequences are humongous. The ripple effect is serious. So next thing you know, the roommate ends up being shitty. The next thing you know, the roommate ends up having issues with paying their rent on time. It turns into a whole problem. The consequences are far greater in the long run. So we really got to be careful that we don't make moves coming from this place of scarcity mindset, because it's bigger than just worrying about not having enough. It ends up bleeding into so many other areas of our lives. There are so many ways that scarcity mindset shows up. I don't think we even have enough time for this. Y'all gotta just take a fucking course with me for real, because I can give you examples for days, okay? But just a couple things to start. Scarcity mindset, you fucking nickel and dime. You're always penny pinching. You're always worried about the price. And again, I'm not trying to say like, oh, don't look at price tags and don't worry about how things cost. Just go ahead and spend your money all willy-nilly. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about being so concerned and holding on to it so tight. You're getting so caught up in it and you just care too much. So it's like you're just gripping onto it. And when we grip onto things, that shit, it's going to slip out of our hands. We got to just let it flow in and out of our fingertips freely. So that's one of the ways that scarcity mindset shows up. You're like so fucking concerned about it and you're thinking about all the time, and you're nickel and dime and you keep scoring all that bullshit. Another way that scarcity mindset shows up is the way that you talk about money and the way that you talk about yourself. So for example, folks that always talk about being broke, I never use those two words. I never say I'm broke, because I'm broke is literally saying like I am broken, there's something wrong with me, and there's nothing wrong with you. And so to say something like that, to talk about it in that sense, is just a reflection of how money is going to show up into your life as well. So I never say those two words. Do you always talk about money in a self-deprecating way? Do you always talk about money in a way that reflects how you're lacking all the time? I'm broke, oh, I can't do this, or oh, it must be nice, you got this, or I don't got this, or whatever. When you're always talking in that context, that's another way that scarcity mindset shows up. You're always trying to haggle somebody else. That's another way that scarcity mindset shows up. I fucking hate it when people don't ever haggle me. Don't ever fucking haggle me. If I give you a rate, that's the rate. You need to respect my time and my worth. I'm not just throwing numbers out there all willy-nilly. Those numbers are set because I know what my worth is and I know what the value of the work that I do brings into people's lives. If you gotta haggle people, that's a reflection of your scarcity mindset. If you are always trying to find a way to get a discount here and get a discount there, that's a reflection of how you view yourself. So don't haggle a motherfucker. Please do not, okay? Unless it's like, you know, you're doing some street shopping shit while you're traveling and that's part of the culture. That's a different thing. You gotta respect people's prices, people's worth, because that's also a reflection of how you respect yourself. This is how you shift from scarcity mindset to abundance mindset. First things first, you have to decide. You have to make the decision. You have to choose that you are going to stop your scarcity mindset, scared ass bullshit, and that you are going to move into believing that abundance is your birthright. So step one, you have to start by believing that that shit is yours and it's available to you just like it is available to everybody else. Two, you have to start getting in touch with the feeling of abundance. When you're in a scarcity mindset place, you literally feel scared. You do things out of fear. Scarcity, you're scared. They go together. Abundance is a totally different feeling. When you're abundant, you feel bountiful, you feel big, you feel rich, you feel comfortable. So you want to get yourself in alignment with that feeling. You got to get out of that place of feeling scared all the time, and you have to put yourself in a position of thinking and feeling rich, thinking and feeling abundant. You can elicit that feeling without actually having the dollar bills in your pocket. There are so many ways to elicit that feeling, and that's something that we can go a little deeper into in a real training. I don't have enough time for that in this video. Three, you start to align your actions with the way that you want to feel. So you align the way that you move through the world. Your behaviors have to be in alignment with the person that you want to believe that you are. So you can't say like, oh, I want to feel rich. I've decided that I want to be rich. I've decided that I want to have abundance in my life, and then act like a broke motherfucker. So your actions have to be in alignment with what you've decided to do and continue to practice being in that feeling. These are 3 things that you can do to combat scarcity mindset every single day. 1, as cliche as it sounds, gratitude practice. Everyone needs to have a gratitude practice. Do not poo-poo on this. Do not think that this is for some basic like woo bullshit. This stuff works. I do gratitude practice every single day and I have seen it change my life. There's a reason why everybody talks about it. There's so many ways that you can do gratitude practice. Go on the internet and Google search, how do I gratitude practice? You'll get a million hits on that. So start with a gratitude practice. 2, work with positive mantras and affirmations when it comes to money. Choose affirmations and mantras about money and abundance that actually feel tangible, feel possible, that actually like elicit a feeling for you. There are so many affirmations that you can use. Again, you can literally go on the internet and put money affirmations, abundance affirmations. There are so many out there. Start to read through some of them and choose a few that really get you. Choose a few that really elicit a feeling. This is important. Don't just say a bunch of affirmations to say a bunch of affirmations. Say the ones that make you feel something. That is so key. They got to make you feel like, oh, that gives me chills. Like, oh, I can believe this. Oh, I want this so bad. Choose those affirmations and write them on Post-its. Put them on your phone as reminders. Write them in your journal every single day. Make a fucking banner for yourself and put it over your computer. Say them to yourself over and over again. I have money mantras all over the place brainwashing me every single day. 3, treat your money with respect. So for example, get yourself a nice wallet. If your wallet got holes, that's where your money lives. Treat that shit nice. Like, you don't have to go and get yourself like a Gucci, but definitely get yourself like a proper wallet. Get yourself a wallet that you can feel good about. Like, oh, I really like this wallet. I love the color. I love the texture. I like the way it looks. I like the shape. I like the way that it fits in my pocket. This makes me feel good. Give your money somewhere nice to live. And then literally the way that you handle your money, make sure that you're not just crumpling it up and just stuffing it in your pocket. Something that my dad taught me from a young age is that I actually used to hate doing was putting bills face to face, because my dad used to come home after work and he used to just like lay out all the single bills, you know, that he made throughout the day in his store, and he would make me bundle them up in stacks of hundreds. And he used to make me put them face to face, and I used to hate doing that shit. But something that he really taught me through that was this care and this attention and intention into your money. And I still do this to this day. Like, it makes me crazy. Like, I actually have to have all my bills face the same direction before I put them in my wallet. So they're always in the same alignment. They look nice. They're always presentable to me. And again, the reason for that is so that I'm constantly feeling good about money, and money is feeling good about me.